Welcome to Rewire Yourself Rich, the podcast for the woman who's done with temporary bullshit mindset shifts and ready for a full nervous system level identity upgrade. The woman who knows she was born to transform the world with her unique superpowers. I'm your host, Kelly Pender, wealth identity rewiring expert, intuitive mentor, and creator of the Rich Coded Method. In our world, we don't manifest like needy ass bitches. We re-encode the big fucking deal wealthy woman back into yourselves. We shift your DNA to remember who the fuck you are. Ready to become rich coded, getting paid to exist? Let's fucking go. Hello, my big fucking deal. Welcome back to another episode of the Rewire Yourself Rich podcast. We have Meleah Manning on the show, who is a dating and relationship coach. And I brought her back on because she was inside known. And on the very last day, she sent us a message that said, had the most easeful 20K month, just sitting back and receiving. Thank you for your magic, Kelly. And I was like, girl, we need you on the podcast. We need you center stage to share this with the world, because I know that you desire 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K months with ease. Because the truth is, you already have the strategy. You don't need to do any more. You get to uncover your default identity where you've been self-protecting, where you've been unconsciously and energetically not allowing yourself to go all the way the fuck in, mind, body, soul, even though you thought consciously you were. And we shift you into your big fucking deal wealth identity. We rewire you. We have so much fucking fun inside the container. Meleah is going to share her experience. You're going to understand how to actually have a 5-figure month with ease, where there's no pressure, where there's no force, no hustle, no trying, no sitting behind your motherfucking laptop for 12 hours a day, where your nervous system cannot relax and enjoy the moment. No more of that. We are breaking you the fuck free. We are breaking you free of all of the rules, all of the shoulds of what you learned, what you needed to do in order to be successful, in order to make money. We are releasing all of that, and you are going to learn a new way of being. I am teaching you the codes to become massively visible and massively paid inside known 2.0. We're bringing her back bigger and better. It's a 3-week hypermind. It's going to be $333 right now for a very limited time. It's only $33.33. Head to link in the show notes to get inside. You do not want to miss this live round. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your visibility. It's going to change your business. It's going to change your bank account. It's going to change the way that you see yourself, the way that you lead, the way that you move, the way that you show up, the way that you create. And I am installing the codes of getting paid to exist, which we are going to re-encode into your DNA, into your field. It's going to be amazing. That link is in the show notes, or you can DM me the word known. I'll see you inside. Just so you know, the price is going to continue to lift and rise before we begin. So if you're feeling the pull, link in the show notes or DM me the word known. And without further ado, Meleah is going to share how she had a 20K month with ease while sitting back, relaxing, and motherfucking receiving. Meleah, I'm so excited to have you back on the pod. This is going to be magic. And I'm so excited to highlight you and showcase you to share with my audience and your audience and women that what it is that your soul came here to do, your mission, your movement. You get to fucking do it your way, and you get to impact the world. You get to blow up your visibility. I know you said you're in blow up season, and you get to make money with ease.
Yes. Well, thanks for having me. Love to be here. Love to be just in your energy, honestly. And I'm so excited for this conversation.
Oh, so fucking excited. This is going to be amazing. So Meleah was in my mini mind called Known, which we are bringing back around. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be better, all of the things. And I wanted to bring you on to the stage because at the very end, you sent a message and you were like, this was the easiest 20K month. And I was like, girl, we need to highlight you. We get to celebrate you. And I just wanted to bring you forward to really talk about how that felt for you to have a 20K month with ease, where maybe
Mhm.
before it wasn't easeful.
Yeah. Well, that's really the thing is, I mean, that was the money was great. Like, love to have it, love money, right? But the biggest barrier for me, the biggest belief that I've known has been there lingering for years, but I really brought it forward in the container of known, is the belief that I have to work harder, I have to do more to earn more money, to increase my revenue in my business. And and for me, it's like I'm a high achiever. I work really hard. Like I'm down to do that, but it's also a barrier for me of, and I started to question like, do I really need to work harder to earn more? Like, is that really the narrative that I want to be identifying within? And in this season of business for me, I've been in business for almost 9 years in many different iterations as a coach online. And there's been fun seasons, there's been hard seasons, and everything in between.
Mhm.
And I paused my business for about a year and just kind of took a step back. I mean, it was still running, but I wasn't necessarily like selling anything. And I just kind of took a step back and I knew that I needed to do it from a different place.
Mhm.
And it was right or when was known, like what month?
It was.
June.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, so I opened enrollment again for my group program, I think in May. So it
Mhm.
came at the perfect time, and I was like, okay, let's fucking go. Let's do this. But I knew I had to do it from a different identity, a different narrative. And so that's what was so meaningful for me, because I remember posting that message in the channel the last day. And like the word easeful was the key.
Mhm.
The fact that I was able to have a 20K month with complete ease, and the strategy didn't change. The strategy was what it was. But the place from which I came at it with, every no on a sales call, every yes on a sales call, every client issue, every up and down with a team member, whatever it was, I
Mhm.
chose differently. I chose to interact differently. I chose to think about it differently. I chose a different narrative every single time. And so the result was cool, business generated 20K. That's great. And I feel good. Like I'm not stressed. I'm not on edge. In fact, did not work any harder at all, probably less. Like I showed up, and I'm proud of the way I showed up, but I was not clocking more hours. I was not losing sleep. I was not getting up earlier.
Mhm.
I was chilling. I was enjoying the ride.
I love this. Okay. So I want to go deeper with some certain scenarios because I cannot tell you how many women desire to make multiple five-figure months plus with ease. And we can say that all the live long day. Like, I want ease. But it's like, okay, how do we actually achieve ease? So I know what we did inside known. Those who weren't inside, they don't know. So we'll go deeper into specific examples, but tell me what were the internal shifts for you that you experienced and maybe some discomfort that came up that you got to really sit with so that you could shift and
Mhm.
rewire.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is the rewiring work.
Mhm.
It's how much within that container that you invite us to reinforce the new identity. Like it all comes down to identity.
Mhm.
And with rewiring work, it's repetition, it's buying into the new story. Or my autopilot is really like wants to identify with I need to put in more hours because that equals more money or more success.
Yep.
And so every single time that would come up, and there's certain things like with, different things I do within my business, like day to day, that like triggers it. I look
Mm-hmm.
at the numbers or I talk with a team member or whatever it is. And so like anytime it would come up, I would rewire, reframe it right away.
Mm-hmm.
And I just chose like, it's not the identity. We're not doing that. We're not going to do
Mm-hmm.
it that way. And just like the recognition of there's choice. There's
Mm-hmm.
complete choice here. I get to choose. The actions are the same. The strategy is the same.
Yes.
What I have control over is this narrative, the identity that I buy into, and I choose this identity all the way, every day.
Mhm.
And it's hard work, you know what I mean? Because the autopilot is very much just firing off,
Yes.
and fear comes in, and there's the familiar feeling and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but what I really appreciated, like, I love the way that you speak about it. Like, I love the way you present it. I love the way you're just like the practices you give, even like they're fun, and they're just like real. You know what I mean? Like you just like say it like it is. Which that's what I need, you know?
Yes.
And yeah, I think it was scary because I've gotten to a certain level of success with my old identity, my old beliefs that staying up later, waking up earlier, putting more hours on the laptop did generate a lot of success for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so to leave some of those behaviors behind, that was frightening for sure.
Yeah.
Closing the laptop, being present with my partner, or like whatever it was. I'm like, oh, my nervous system's like, no, 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 no. You should put in one more hour, And I'm like, no, we get to be at ease.
Mm. I love that you said that because it's literally that and it's choice.
Hmm.
It's making a choice. But in order to make that choice, we have to become aware. And so many of us aren't even aware of that default identity,
Hmm.
of that default feeling of like, do, I need to do more because that's what's running behind the show in my neural pathways. I need to work more to make more money.
Yep.
And we don't even realize that's how we're operating. So I love this. And I love that you said, I made a choice. I made a choice. And with that choice comes a different decision. And with that decision comes a different identity.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to talk about the no's on the sales calls because you said that. And I know that those who are listening who run sales calls or who are chatting in the DMs and then they hear a no, it's very easy for us to be like, crushed,
Yeah.
defeated, disappointed, let down. And then we can go up in our mind and create all these stories that we're not enough, our work isn't enough, we're not going to make the money, all the things. So tell me how you handled no's either on sales calls or in the DMs where before we did this work, it would have been different.
Mm. It's actually a really good thing for me to reflect on. Because that was one of my biggest areas of like, this is not sustainable the way I used to be doing this.
Mhm.
I mean, it would just like throw me off to like spend this time on a sales call and then it's a no, or there's a follow-up and then it's a no, like whatever.
Mhm.
Because I would make it mean something about me and I
Yes.
would make it mean something about my work. And I think that's the biggest change that happened is it's a no is has nothing to do with me.
Mhm.
It's not about me, and it's not about the work that I do. This is this individual and their path they're on and their choice. They have full autonomy.
Mhm.
And all I get to do is I get to show up and I get to be present with them. And then if it's a yes, I celebrate it. If it's a no, I celebrate it. So I think, yeah, I mean, I think that was the biggest thing is it used to mean something about me.
Mhm.
It used to mean something about like the success I get or how impactful my work is. And in the moment, I would just choose, no, it means nothing about me.
Yeah. Mm.
And I would, kind of have to like integrate some, like, I guess, routines to interrupt that pattern.
Yep.
So it might have been like taking like a walk around my house, you know what I mean? Or just like stepping outside and like just repatterning the actual thought of like, this does not define it doesn't mean anything about me.
Mhm.
And then that's where I got to control the story that was created. And after enough repetition of that, like now I don't even have to think about it. It's just like Neutral. It's all neutral.
Mm, yes. I love this so much because I can't tell you how many of us are like, I heard a no. "Ah, now
Yeah.
this mean that my work doesn't work, that I suck, my work sucks, and now I have to tweak my sales page and tweak my whole program and burn it to the ground." And we make all of these meanings out of something that has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that you said that.
And I even notice it in the way I show up. A year or so ago, like when I was showing up, even with clients or on sales calls, and this is another thing I kind of brought into known was like wanting to be liked
Mm,
by my clients, by people in the DMs, by on sales calls, whatever. If you like me, great. If you get something out of my work, even better,
mhm.
right? And that energy shift makes me a better leader. It makes me a better facilitator. I'm able to be even more effective on a sales call, right? Of like, let me actually listen to what you're saying without me trying to like do this weird thing to get be liked. And I think that affected, just because if a no means I'm not liked, but now
Mhm.
it's no longer that,
Yes.
narrative.
Yes. That's so true because all of us, I mean, we were taught since so young, early on, do this so that you're picked, do this so that you're chosen, do this so that you're liked. And then we're just constantly people pleasing. And then
Mhm.
it's like, we create this habit where it's like, I'm trying to make the sale. I'm trying to get someone to buy. I'm trying to make this work.
Yeah.
Right. And we're putting that almost decision on others
Yeah.
rather than taking ownership of who we are. So, would you say that maybe before it was, I was trying to be liked, and then you decided that you like yourself? What was it that you decided that was like that internal shift for you?
I decided, yeah, I like me either way.
Mhm.
Period. I am liked by myself, and as long as that, like, no one can take that from me, then it's just already is. It already is.
Yes.
And, I've had plenty of experiences. I had to like kind of like seek out my own evidence. I'm like, there's plenty of, evidence around or experiences where I've had amazing experiences or results with a client where because some of my clients, like, we become like really close, and I'm like, we could totally be friends. I want to know you forever. Like, invite me to your wedding.
Yes.
And then some clients where I'm like, amazing experience. It's been incredible working with you. And I'll probably never like, we're not like friends,
Yeah, for
So
sure.
also like having that evidence of I don't have to be liked to be effective. I don't have to be liked to be enough. I don't have to be liked to be whatever it was, XYZ. So I
Mhm.
think those two things of like, I'm inherently liked by me. That doesn't shift, that's just steady.
Yes.
And then, it's not a determining factor whether I'm, worthy or good enough.
Mm, I love it. Oh, this is like pure gold, pure magic. That decision to like yourself
Mm-hmm.
without needing anyone else's approval is such a game changer.
Yeah.
And I know that we inside the program uncovered our default identity to then shift into our big fucking deal wealth identity. And we also broke any rules around being seen, around being known, around being the go to.
Mm-hmm.
And would you say that your visibility has increased from what we did inside known?
Absolutely. And I think, you know, pausing my business for a year and then getting back into it, it was like, okay. And that was a big reason I said yes to known. And I was like, I have to pull the trigger at some point, like I got to step into it. And there was just like a lot holding me back.
Mhm.
So, yes, absolutely. Since then, I've been way more visible. I'm all over my stories and content and, lots of clients inside my group container. And it's been really healing for my nervous system to sort of stabilize in it's okay to be seen. Because the reason why I took a step back from my business was I went through a breakup and I'm a dating and relationship coach. And yep. So it completely shook my identity.
Yeah.
And I knew when I stepped back into it, I had to come into it from a new identity.
Yes.
And so that's what it really supported me with. It's like I'm enough as I am. I don't need to be in this picture perfect whatever I'm projecting onto people think is picture perfect relationship to know what the fuck I'm talking about
Yes.
and to guide others through this transformation. So I think it was like a whole new layer of vulnerability
Hmm.
being seen and visible in the way I am now after that experience in the past year.
Yes.
But now I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just here and you like it, stay, you don't, that's totally fine.
That was amazing. That was like a mic drop moment. Just gave me full body chills of what you said there. Oh my God, I love it. That is it. That is the foundation. And that's where you get to lead. That's where you get to move. That's where you get to create from. And all of that is ownership, right? And right there is like, I don't give a fuck about what anyone else says, how anyone else is creating or leading. It's about me. It's about how I'm leading, how I'm moving, how I'm creating. And that is what's felt by others. That is what's magnetic.
Yes.
I love that. So, one more question. Tell me how this program or my style of teaching, support, and guidance and work is different than any other programs that you've been in.
That is a great question. It's your frequency. It's your belief in it. It's your way in which you embody it. I mean, it's like energy. Like, how do I even describe it? It's the teaching is potent. And I think it comes, like, my sense is that it comes from a place of you've walked the path, you continue to walk the path, you embody it. So the belief and the potency behind it, I've been doing personal development for like 10 years, and sometimes it just falls flat. I'm like, boring. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I don't want to apply that. Like, been there, done that.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I think it's your delivery. I think it's just kind of seeing the power of the energy behind things, and maybe it's also kind of like the fun you bring. Like I had a lot of fun. Like I loved the identity work, the identities of our clients, how we did that
Mhm.
little homework piece, and um, because it's so like I've still applied that in my marketing and content, and just when I like think about my ideal client. So I think just how you invited us into like the actual rewiring work, and then it's like, here's how you actually implement it, or here's how we have a little fun with it, or
Yes.
um, yeah, and I think also just like the bluntness, like this is what it is.
Mhm.
Like let's look at it. We all have these things because it can be difficult. It really can be difficult to sort of because it's subconscious, right? So it's like it's difficult to invite people to really see their own barriers because there's so much just again, it's subconscious. There's resistance around it.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a mixture of how you teach it and explain it paired with the practices that you bring with it.
Mm, I received. Thank you. It's so true though, and this is why I teach differently and my way, which we know is just like fun and silly and
Yeah.
real and raw and potent. Because with self-development, it can be so fucking boring. I
Yeah.
came into the self-development world like learning something where I'm like, okay, this is exciting me, but the way it's being delivered is actually really fucking boring. And now I'm turned off to it.
Yeah. Totally.
So I would kind of like dip in and out on the self-development and allowing myself to expand based
Mhm.
off of other people's energy.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why I'm so fucking like, and I'll say this until I die. When you're behind your work and when you're plugged into you and owning who the fuck you are, really delivering, teaching, guiding your way, that's your number one priority.
That's another thing. I'm glad you said that because that also inspired me being inside your container and seeing like you're lit up, you're on fire, you're speaking the codes. And that even sort of like implanted a code in me of like, yeah, let me bring more of that because, just being in this work for so many years and um, yeah, it can sort of begin to feel stale. And I think that was something I didn't expect or have any intention to get out of working with you, but I did of like, let me bring this new fire into my work with clients of like, this is what it is. This has been my journey. Your journey is yours. I know these things to be true that
Mhm.
will give you a different result. And like, let's have fun with it.
Yeah. Let's have fucking fun with it. Yeah, because it can be like when you're, I mean, in your work, you're identity shifting. You're having them identity shift so that they can create the healthy, loving relationships that they
Yep.
desire to be in. And that can feel so daunting. That
Yep.
can feel so heavy. And like you were saying, and I wanted to circle back to this real quick, a lot of us don't want to sit with the discomfort of our current or old identity
Yep.
because it's uncomfortable as fuck.
Mhm.
And then we're like, oh no. But when you know that it's safe to feel those feelings, when you know that, especially when we're in this work and in my containers, it's like everyone else is feeling these feelings. It's okay. You're not alone. You're not the only one who's like this black sheep. Like we're all our own unique magical beings who have feelings and emotions. And it's safe to have those feelings, right? It's like it feels good to know that you're not alone.
Mhm. Totally. Yeah. Because it is confronting,
Mhm.
and a lot of us will choose that familiar, uncomfortable kind of way of living over the uncomfortable new way.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, when you know you're not alone, it's like, okay, I can be feeling these uncomfortable feelings for a little while to fucking expand.
Yes. It's required.
Yeah.
It's required. Okay, so knowing that we are opening up known again, which I'm very excited, 10 times bigger, 10 times better, for anyone who's considering coming into my world and working with me, is there anything that you would tell them?
Yes, got a lot to say. I would say, yeah, like there comes a point where we're doing all the things, right? Maybe it's the strategy within business, maybe it's like getting the promotion and on paper you're earning more and you're putting all the work in. And there comes a point where you get to shift into a different paradigm and you get to receive more and you get to do it with ease if you're anything like me, and that's kind of the new paradigm you're stepping into. And it doesn't come with pushing harder. It doesn't come with like implement a new strategy or a new productivity hack. It's like it's okay to like sit back and receive. And in order to do so, we do have to do it from a different um, identity.
Mhm.
And that doesn't just come with like writing it in your journal. And it doesn't come with like meditating on it once. And yeah, I would say Kelly is the woman to do it with because it'll happen quick. I mean, Known was only like what, like 2 weeks or something?
Yes.
Yeah. And I had a 20K month with ease, which is like just amazing, truly amazing. So don't even question it. Just literally do it immediately right now. Click buy.
Oh my God, I love you. Yes, the potency, it can happen so quickly.
Yeah.
So quickly. Oh my gosh. I love this so much. This was so incredible. You're amazing. You're magic. I fucking love you. And for those who are listening who are desiring to be in a loving, healthy relationship with my beautiful dating and relationship coach, tell us how we can find you and how we can work with you.
Yes, please. You can find me on Instagram at Meleah_Manning. And yeah, I love working with a woman who is usually, built spent a lot of your life building your career. You're independent. Your friends are like, "Girl, you're so independent. Guys are intimidated by you." That's my girl. That's my ideal
Mhm.
client. And the love codes just haven't unlocked yet. And there's nothing wrong with you. You aren't behind, you aren't broken. You just got to rewire the relationship patterns and have a proper strategy. So I'd love to chat. I'd love to just hear, women's experience with where they're stuck. Maybe it's attracting emotionally unavailable men who aren't ready to commit. We can shift it so quickly. So yeah, at Meleah_Manning on Instagram.
Beautiful. I'll be putting that in the show notes. So all of those who feel aligned and are your soulmate client will come into your world. Thank you so much, Meleah. I really appreciate you. This was magic. I love being in your energy and I'm so grateful to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. If you loved this episode as much as I did, please take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram at _badassbabe so I can share you and your incredible body of work to my network and celebrate you. And as a special abundance gift, please give us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram, and I'll send you my sexy sales hypnosis to rewire yourself rich in